Alright guys, I want to do a really brief video on how to disassemble a Glock. Now for reference, what we have here is the Glock 19, but this is applicable to any Glock. And this is not going to be a full disassembly down to the firing pin. This is just going to be the basics. You know, you want to do a field strip, you were out shooting at the range and you just kind of want to clean it up a little bit, maybe lubricate it, and you just want to basically strip it down. Again, a basic field strip. I'm not a Glock armor, so I'm not going to go into the entire disassembly of the firearm, but for 90% of the users this is going to be sufficient. These are obviously Glock 19 magazines. These can fit in the Glock 26 as well as I think several other versions of the firearm. So the first thing I did is I ejected my magazine. The firearm is already empty. I already know that because I checked it before this video. To take the Glock apart for a field strip scenario, if you're looking at the firearm, you're going to see there's a little lever here, one on each side. And try to hold that up to the camera. So see right here, there's a little lever that can slide up or down, and it's got a spring tension on it, keeping it up. Again, there's one on each side here. So basically, you're going to put the firearm in your hand as if you were going to fire it, and you're going to hold it in this position. Now what you want to do is you want to pull the slide back just a drop, while at the same time depressing both of these levers, each lever on each side of the firearm. It's kind of hard to show this on the camera, so you're going to want to hold the firearm like this. I'm taking my hand and placing my hand, and I'm putting the firearm in my hand like so. I'm going to wrap my thumb around it, and the remaining 4 fingers are going to go around the slide. So with one hand I can move the slide. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. See how I'm doing that with one hand? Now the next thing I'm going to do, my hand is around here, I'm going to pull it back just a fraction. I'm going to pull these 2 release tabs, and now I'm going to slide it forward. And that will allow me to detach the slide from the frame. Now the frame here, as you can tell, has some more pieces back here. This is not something you would want to remove in your basic field strip. You would need to go into more detail with that, and I would suggest you research that further. That's not something I ever remove when I'm doing a basic cleaning or stripping of the gun. I'm going to put the frame aside, and now I'm basically just looking at the slide here. If you're looking at the slide, this being the front, this being the rear, all that a field strip involves really is taking off the spring and the barrel. So the spring can very easily be just pulled right out. Put that aside. And all that's left is the barrel. The barrel you can very easily lift up and remove from the slide. Now that it's been stripped, a field strip, you can take a toothbrush or a Q-tip. You can come in here and clean any carbon deposits, any gunpowder deposits from in here. When you're all done, you can put a very, very slight drop of oil on each side of the rail if you want. And that's pretty much it. The barrel, obviously once the barrel is removed, you can clean this as well. You want to use maybe some cleaning solvent. You can clean the inside of the barrel. You can lubricate it a little bit and dry it up. Same thing with the spring. You want to take the spring, take a toothbrush to it, clean that, get that all cleaned up, you know, before reinsertion. Now just for example here, I've done nothing so far except take this apart, and my hands are actually pretty dirty. That tells you that my firearm is pretty dirty. I have not cleaned it in some time. That is something that I should do. I will do that, and I will make another video to show how to properly clean a Glock. Again, this is a Glock 19, but this is applicable to any model Glock. Also back here on the slide you have the firing pin mechanism. Again, this is a little more intricate. This is not something I'm going to go into in terms of removing it. It's not something that you need to remove for a basic field strip and a basic clean. I actually have not removed this. I've never taken this apart, never taken the firing pin out to clean it. You know, I don't have all that many rounds through this Glock. It is very reliable, and the basic field strip and the basic cleaning is very sufficient. To reassemble it, very easy again. Take the barrel, same way you took it out, just reinsert it back in. That's it. The spring, if you're looking at the spring, the front is a little rounded, and that's for the front of the slide here. Take the spring, insert it, pop it down, and that's it. The spring is now inserted. Last but not least, you take the slide, and you want to line it up the same way you took it apart, and then just slide it all the way, as if you're going to load the firearm. That's it. The Glock has been reassembled. That's the field strip and reassemble. I recommend you do this maybe every couple of hundred rounds. Again, this is totally your preference. I know people that have the Glock that never clean it and it still works. But it's an investment that you made to purchase this firearm, so it's an investment you may want to take care of. Every couple of hundred rounds, just do a quick basic field strip. Clean it up with a toothbrush, some oil, some solvent, whatever you need to do. Put it back together, and this will last you indefinitely. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. I do have a lot of other videos on my channel, other reviews of firearms that I own or that have been lent to me. Stuff that you guys might find helpful. So I do encourage you to check it out. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. And any questions you have, please let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching.